What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shonen Showdown. I'm your host, Rob, and sitting to the right of me is
Scott.
And today we're going to be talking about some Fire Force. We want to know who is the second strongest member in Company 8, because we all know Shinra is number 1. So we want to see who is number 2. It's very close, so keep it locked. Scotty, let's jump right into it. Who is the second strongest member in Special Fire Force Company 8?
I mean, I don't think it's close at all. I mean, to be honest, you got the captain, you got Obi, you got the Lieutenant Hinawa, you got Maki, you got Tamaki, and you got Arthur.
Okay.
You know, going from generations to pyrokinetic abilities. Mm-hmm. You know, we got Arthur, 3rd gen, pyrokinetic. He's got the plasma cutter, Excalibur.
Okay.
We got Maki. She's a 2nd gen pyrokinetic. She can control and manipulate weak flames and redirect stronger flames.
Mm-hmm. Don't gloss over her hand-to-hand combat though.
No,
Let me just put that in there.
That's pretty tough.
All right. Her hand-to-hand is ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure as far as we've seen, she's probably top hand-to-hand in Company 8 at least. At least Company 8.
I can't say top, but you can continue.
Okay. Who else we got? We got Lieutenant Hinawa. He can control the explosive force of bullets. Mm-hmm. He may be able to control explosive forces outside of bullets, but we haven't seen that yet. So let's just go with bullets. He uses that in his guns. He can make bullets redirect. And last but not least, we got Tamaki. Her abilities consist of fan service. In addition, she can ignite cat-like flames, which semi-boosts her fighting abilities. I'm not even considering her because...
Me neither. No way she's in here.
We've seen more fan service from her than fighting abilities. We've seen her get her behind beat bad, more so than we've actually seen her fight. So I'm not going to realistically consider her.
Right.
I'm going to go with...
Answer's clear as day.
It's clear as day. I'm gonna go with Arthur. You know,
no
need to,
no,
absolutely draw it out. It's clearly
it is not
Arthur, the obvious choice.
You're wrong.
The Night King. Shout out Game of Thrones. Arthur is obviously the second most powerful in Company 8 behind Shinra. What do you think?
So. First of all, you opened this segment by giving a breakdown of all these different characters, all these different members in Company 8.
Yep.
And you completely disrespected the captain of the crew.
I shouted him out.
Captain Obi. No, you gave him a little one sentence.
Yeah.
No. When we're introducing Captain Obi, he is without a doubt the second strongest member of Fire Force Company 8. Are you kidding me? Let's get into it. Benimaru. We know how ridiculous Benimaru is, right?
Yeah.
He is both 2nd generation and 3rd generation. That means he can control external flames and at the same time even create his own flames. This is the level that this opponent we're talking about had to fight with Obi. And Obi, having no powers whatsoever, was completely spectacular in his fight against Benimaru. I mean, you're talking about him being completely innovative, completely creative, throwing fire extinguishing tools and forcing Benimaru
to do what exactly?
To get into
use 1% of his power? What are you talking about?
Are you serious?
Benimaru wasn't even serious in that fight. The second he started to get serious, Konro came over and said, "Please don't kill him."
No,
it's
all right, hold on.
It's just a disagreement. Please do not kill him.
Time out. You have lost it. First of all, he wasn't serious.
He was not serious at all.
He entered the fight saying, "I'll kill you." Proceeded to fight all of Company 8, and the only one that stood a chance against him was Captain Obi. Are you kidding me? Shinra got tossed. Maki got tossed. Arthur was a no-show. He got abused in that fight. Arthur was not even pleased, all right? The only person that was able to even land a hit on him was a person that had no powers in Company 8, and that is none other than Captain Obi. And this is the real reason why I think he stands here. I think when we're looking at Captain Obi, right? You talked about Maki's hand-to-hand combat. The only person that has passed Maki in hand-to-hand is Captain Obi. That's why I think he excels, because he forced Benimaru to play into his fight. He knew that if he was trying to fight him long range, there was no way he was going to win. So what did he do? He got inside. He threw fire extinguishers and everything, got inside, made sure when it was a close range fight, it was a wrap. Benimaru, even though we know how talented Benimaru is at hand-to-hand, because he's ridiculous at hand-to-hand, but he really could not hang with Obi hand-to-hand wise. He couldn't. So when we look at it from that perspective, Captain Obi is the second strongest member in Company 8, without a doubt.
If you look at it from one perspective, let's take a look at the actual perspective that all the Fire Force fans, including me, are actually looking at it in terms of firepower. Captain Obi has no pyrokinetic abilities.
He doesn't need.
He is more than experienced with the tools and, you know, the different Fire Force weapons that he uses, but that's good against, you know, basic to mid-level power Infernals. We know for a fact that Benimaru is not using his full power in that fight. If you can look at the next episode, you can have a little snippet of Benimaru's full power.
Right.
We know that he was not going all out against, you know, Company 8 or Obi. We know that.
But I'm saying, look. All right. So you're vouching for Arthur, correct? What did Arthur do in that fight against Benimaru?
Let me know. If you're counting that as a fight,
let me know.
Arthur, everyone else got washed aside because the point of that fight was more plot and less battle. The point of that fight was for Captain Obi to show his stuff and prove his worth as a captain against Captain Benimaru. Okay?
And
the point of that fight was not 1v1 Maki Benimaru, 1v1 Arthur Benimaru. That was not the point of the fight. Alright? That's why the rest of them got knocked aside with one attack. Okay? We know that for a fact. That was plot. Okay? You're not gonna use that against me and tell Obi's hand-to-hand is more than enough for Benimaru to use his 5% power. What? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Listen, you know what it is.
Nah, you
because as of right now, you still have not answered my question. You still haven't told me what Arthur did in that fight.
What he did in that fight? I'm telling you, that fight is not even a good example. Let's look at what Arthur has done. Let's look at what Arthur has done.
He fought somebody with the wrong hand, right?
In the 5th episode, when they attacked Princess Hibana's compound, right? Arthur was going against the sentient Infernal. So far, this is the most powerful Infernal we've seen yet. We've seen more afterwards, but at that point in the show, that was the most powerful Infernal we've seen, right?
Correct.
Arthur was getting washed that whole fight until, boom, I'm using my wrong hand. Uses his right hand, gets an immediate, at least 2 times power boost, right? Comes up with a new finishing move and ends the Infernal in one attack, all right? Moving on. Second example I want to use. In the fight where you're talking about when the White Clad were attacking Asakusa, right?
Right.
You see Arthur and Shinra go up against the 2 White Clad troops. The only other person in Fire Force 8 that was known to actually be able to fight these White Clad troops besides Shinra was Arthur. We saw Maki get washed. All right, her pyrokinetic ability couldn't do anything. I don't know what Tamaki was doing. All right. Lieutenant Hinawa, he was shooting, but he wasn't really causing damage. He was just kind of there in the fray.
Yeah.
Right? We saw Shinra actually use Arthur's help to take down those 2.
Yeah.
Arthur's abilities forced that other White Clad to use one of the bugs and turn himself into an infernal demon.
Right.
At which point Benimaru had to show up. But Arthur's abilities were able to knock back that flame arrow from that other White Clad soldier whose attack Maki couldn't even handle. Maki's quirk is to negate flames and manipulate flames. She couldn't even handle that attack, and his sword was able to deflect it fairly easily. I'm gonna use that as evidence that Arthur is the number 2.
No, you're gonna use that as evidence that Arthur's better than Maki, which I'm not debating. But to say he's better than Obi, first of all, let's break this down. What is Arthur's number 1 weakness, Scott?
Number 1 weakness?
Yes, in combat. It was already exposed by Maki.
I would say long range attacks.
You're ridiculous. You already know it's hand-to-hand combat. When Maki got Arthur inside, it was ridiculous. Maki just made a fool out of him. Even extinguished the Excalibur. I mean, that was
I think you're rating hand-to-hand combat way more than you should be rating.
What do you mean way more than you should be rating?
Because realistically, if any of them are fighting an Infernal with hand-to-hand combat, they're gonna get burned or scalded, whatever you want to use.
Except for Captain Obi and maybe even Maki. Because that's where they excel. That's what they do. They are close-range fighters.
So what would Captain Obi have done against that Infernal that Arthur and Shinra were fighting?
The same way he got inside against Benimaru.
But how would he have? Yes, he would.
Benimaru was way more powerful than the demon Infernal
would have made it a fair fight. But What attack would he have been able to use that would have been able to take down either of those troops?
All right, so clearly you're not understanding the fight that Benimaru had with Obi. You're not understanding what was going on.
I'm saying he wasn't able to take that down either. His attacks, he got the fire extinguisher grenade. He's got shields, right? He's got the fire axe that he could damage infernals. But what attack weapon, what fire force weapon is he's going to pull out of his rear end, all right, that he's going to use that will be more powerful than Arthur's Excalibur?
It doesn't matter about
What do you mean? It doesn't? What?
Listen,
If
I'm not
can't
debating.
take out powerful infernals, what are we rating on?
No. Well, here's the thing. See, you're looking at it from one perspective. You're saying, all right, I'm going off of firepower rankings alone. Obviously, Obi
is that
can't
not
have
what you're going on?
No, you
Why
can't
not?
go. You can't.
Why aren't you going?
Because Obi does not have firepower, so we can't talk about firepower.
Which is exactly my point. Why are you even using that as an argument?
Because
why he's more powerful.
Because he showed that he has the ability to counter those who have pyrokinetic abilities.
No, because
he did it against Benimaru,
if Obi
which is something that Arthur couldn't hang with.
If Obi attacks the Evangelist Church, what is he going to do? What is he going to do?
Stop it.
What is he going to do?
Stop it.
There's nothing he can do. Hand-to-hand is only useful in training situations where he has to teach them hand-to-hand to fight other humans. But what is he going to do if he actually were up against white-clad troops?
Benimaru is stronger than anybody that Arthur was.
Yeah, Benimaru would not be worried. What is Obi going to do?
But I'm saying Obi countered Benimaru.
He can't kill Benimaru though. He has no attacks that can take out Benimaru. He has defensive capabilities and specific abilities that can either negate some of Benimaru's attacks or evade them, defend against them, yada yada yada. What offensive ability is he gonna pull out that would knock out Benimaru?
All right. So Obi can't take down Benimaru, but Arthur can.
He has a better chance.
Arthur has a better chance.
He can't right now.
What? We saw the fight.
He has an actual offensive capability that he can attack with. What is Obi going to attack with?
You're going to have to rewatch that episode. I don't know what chance.
You're telling me that Obi is just going to use enough defensive abilities, right? That hopefully Benimaru will burn out and he won't be able to attack, and then boom, Obi's got him?
Obi has shown his ability. That's what I'm saying.
But what is he going to attack with?
This is more of like a Superman versus Batman type of battle. Here, Batman doesn't have any powers. Batman is Obi in this situation. Doesn't have any powers, but uses his creativeness, uses his innovation to literally find a way to counter someone that has been revered as one of the strongest fire soldiers.
Yeah, the mightiest fire soldiers.
Yes. Benimaru is no joke. He is ridiculous. Somebody on that level, Benimaru is ridiculous. Let's just put that out on the table, right? And we see this. So why when it comes in this situation now, we're sitting here, we're arguing about two people that performed. One performed the best out of the group, and one was one of the worst out of the group. What? In a fight against Benimaru.
The best in hand-to-hand against Benimaru, who's fighting at 1%.
Well, let me conclude this segment with this, guy. If you are able to force an opponent to play under your conditions, that is all I really need to see, because that is what Obi would do against Infernals. That's what Obi would do against any other opponent. He knows that he doesn't have fire powers,
even if an
so he's
Infernal
not
were
going
to play under his positions. What if an Infernal would attack Obi hand to hand? What punch is Obi going to throw that would completely destroy an Infernal?
You're missing the point.
What, you gonna put him in a headlock and just auto win? What? I don't understand. He doesn't have enough offensive capabilities to be in this consideration. I don't understand what the issue. Y'all gonna have to help us out.
Yes.
There's obviously a mental block on this side of the table. Please, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, listen. I watched the show. You clearly haven't. I don't know which website you did to do your research on.
You're clearly watching My Hero Academia. Please, this is a different show.
There's a disconnect here. But you guys definitely have to clear it up for us. Who is the second strongest member in Company 8 right now?
You watching Dr. Stone or something. All right, come on, y'all. All right. Y'all better help me out in the comments. I don't know why I need help, but help me out.
Yeah, please help me out, actually. And with that, we're signing out.